I was sitting in a boardroom with my team, disappointed to have lost a client pitch, when I recalled out loud an old Lebanese proverb, ربوط الحمار محل ما بده صاحبه. Tie the donkey where its owner wants it tied. It seemed at the time a simple framework. The donkey represents the product, and the owner is the client. So whenever we would go off course in our creative process, someone would say the proverb out loud to remind us to tie the product to the client. I was stunned by how effective it was. To this day, members of my team are still using it. I received this message earlier in the week from a friend of mine saying that he applied it to his job interview prep, and it worked. So I thought, this is genius. I'm onto something here. This can be the next Porter's 5 forces. I got very excited about this business opportunity, but instead of going about this methodically, using a business model canvas or developing a value proposition, I instead decided to follow a proverb from Thailand that says, Nam kaun hai riptak. Don't worry, none of my Thai friends understood this either. What I meant to say is, when the tide is high, hurry, scoop the water. So I waited for the tide. I waited for the opportunity to come, and it came in the form of an email asking people to apply to TEDx. So I did. No one needed to know that I didn't have any content, right? Should I have done a capability assessment? Probably. But instead, I prefer to listen to what the Portuguese say. O segredo é a alma do negócio. Secret is the soul of business. So I did just that, and I actually got in, and I had nothing. I mean, I still have nothing. So I thought to myself, wow, this is actually working, using proverbs instead of business frameworks. But then the TEDx people started asking me for content, and that's when I recalled what I heard in Angola. Esanda walinga kepia kimbuli kulandula. I butchered that one too, but it says something to the tune of, my work affects my reputation. So I started to panic and lose faith that I actually believe that I can base my decisions, basic decisions on business, on old proverbs. Maybe I should have come up with a value proposition after all. But then I remembered an important Swahili life lesson. I'm not sure which obscure movie I got it from, but it's along the lines of Hakuna Matata. You didn't need a translation for this one. So I sat down at my desk and decided to write the story of how I got to this stage. And I did it to say 2 things. First, traditional sayings carry hundreds of years of wisdom in them. Don't disregard them so easily because they're not technical and they don't feature in your textbook. Second, when I was doing my research, I got sent 100 proverbs in many languages, from many cultures, from Brazil to India, France to China. And I kept hearing the same proverbs over and over again in different tongues, which stands to show that when it comes to our values, we're not really that different after all. And if any professors here think I'm blaspheming, comparing popular sayings to business frameworks, I'd like to tell you what a Colombian once told me. Al enemigo quisiera ver con su plata en efectivo. I'd like to see my enemy with his hands full of cash. So I'm leaving my account details here just in case. Thank you.